Sauce.
It's 7:15, summer breakfast at Newstalk ZB. Now this one takes the biscuit. The New Zealand delicacy Cookie Time has found a receptive new market in Japan. Just a couple of days after the product hit Costco shelves there, an immediate reorder came in for 4 times the original amount. And exports are the big goal for the company this year. They look to grow from 14 markets now to 25. Managing Director Guy Pope-Mail is with us at Newstalk ZB this morning. G'day, Guy. How's it going?
Good morning, Tim. Yeah, going well this morning.
Good result in Japan. How do you go about getting a foot in the door in a new market like that?
Well, with Costco, we did actually make an approach to Costco Japan about 3 years ago, and they said, well, you can't do business with us unless you have a global quality standard. So it took us sort of 12 to 18 months to put into place what's called an FSSC 2200, which is a food safety system which is recognised globally. So we did that, and interestingly, when that came into place, about that time we got approached by Costco Australia because they were opening up a Costco in New Zealand. And so the conversation quickly led to what we could do for Costco New Zealand. We produced a product for them, and then that was very successful in New Zealand, and that success then brought the conversation back onto the table from Japan. So we then got a great order from Japan late last year.
So having that relationship with Costco is really opening a few doors for you.
Oh, absolutely. It seems like, one outlet in Auckland, but actually what it's opened us up to is an international network of hundreds of outlets. And in the case of Japan, the first order that we received from them was effectively 4 days of production for us, which for us is a very large order.
Wow, that's a lot of work, yeah.
That's a lot of work. And then we essentially the product took until last Friday to get to the shelves in Costco Japan. And on Monday, we had an email from Costco Japan saying that we've sold 15% of the product that you've sent us over the weekend. We now need another order or orders over the next few months, which are 4 times, or in day terms, 16 to 20 days of production for us is their next order. So it left us with obviously a lot of excitement, but also the need to double down on how are we going to do this, and that's what's led us to the need to put on an afternoon shift. So that's going in later on in February.
No disrespect, but at the end of the day, it's a biscuit, eh? How do you distinguish yourself from all the other brands? Oh, I don't mean to be rude, but... No,
absolutely not. And you're right. At the end of the day, just to be clear, it's a cookie. And there are some subtle differences between biscuits and cookies, but let's not get stuck on that. It is a cookie. The thing which differentiates the cookie, other than, the usual variables of consistency, quality, taste, size of the chocolate chips and that kind of thing, is the branding. And particularly, in New Zealand, of course, we've got a fantastic following. We've had 40 years of amazing consumer following in New Zealand, and it's all been based around the Cookie Muncher, because, of course, we have 4 serious Cookie Munchers. And in Japan, the Cookie Muncher character, they love characters. They love cute characters. And so for the last 10 years in Japan, when we've been over there, we've been obviously building the connection between Cookie Time and the Cookie Muncher. And on the front of pack, of the Costco packs is, loud and proud, the Cookie Muncher, smiling and doing other things. And so I think the branding has been really important. Costco loves products that have novelty value and have kind of instant appeal. And I think that's where our brand is resonating very strongly with Costco customers.
I should imagine this is really good intel for other New Zealand companies thinking, how do we crack export markets? How do we go about it? Any words of caution?
Well, I think in the case of Costco, that can open up doors. I think in terms of, there's lots of, we've been trying to export successfully for some time. We've been in Japan for a long time before, the gates have opened in the last couple of years. The key thing that changed for us is that we have built a network of manufacturers representatives. So these are people in markets, in the respective markets, who are doing your bidding, who are looking for opportunity for your brand, and in particular, establishing distributors in those markets. And so even during COVID, and in particular the last 18 months, we've been able to make tremendous progress because we've had a network of people in different Asian countries finding distributors, bringing that business to us. So, ironically, the number of countries that we're working with has leapt massively in the last 18 months, but the need to actually travel to those markets hasn't been there. So there's a lot that you can do from New Zealand. That's a good news story for exporting or budding exporters in New Zealand for sure.
Absolutely, and thanks for sharing the story. Great stuff. Guy Pope-Mail, who is Managing Director at Cookie Time, really cracking it in the Japan Biki market. It's 7:21, Summer Breakfast. Good morning.